Welcome to the 2018 International Bernese Ladies Cup, coming to you live from the Curling Bahn Almend in Bern, Switzerland. I'm Armin Harder, and with me again, Richard Harding. Morning, Richard.
Morning, Armin.
And we bring live coverage. Today's teams are Team Stritt from Switzerland and Team Jackson from Scotland. This is an A group. So both these teams have won their first two games. And I'll let you introduce the teams as they go to cover them, Richard.
Yep, both young teams qualifying through after two wins to this stage. And this is the Stritt team, who are from Bern. So they're local players in this club. And the Jackson team come from the Murrayfield Club in Scotland. Sophie Jackson, Naomi Brown, Millie Smith and Sophie Sinclair. Ice at the same temperatures yesterday on the surface, minus 4.8.
Are we checking those? Stefan Reutlesberger, the ice maker here, head ice maker. It's been really good so far.
Yep, and this is quite a modern, purpose-built curling rink right in the exhibition expo area in Bern.
Only about a 10-minute tram ride from downtown, so it's nice and close.
Stay close, it looks like it's coming down. Yep.
And the teams are still in their draw shot phase here, trying to determine who has the hammer in the first end. So a pretty good shot there from the Scottish team. The Scots were junior world participants last year, I believe. Came in and won the silver medal, I think. And the Swiss team, very young team, also former juniors. And they were ranked 13 overall in Switzerland last year, and came two times fourth in the Swiss Junior Championships for the last couple of years. So a bit of a surprise here to see actually both of these teams coming through and defeating some bigger named and well-known teams. But good on them, that's great. Some new faces. Jackson defeated Alina Pats in the first game, and then Kubiskova in the second game, so no slouches there. And Stritt on her way to this game defeated Yilun Yang from China, and then Daniela Jentsch in the game last night to make it to this basically semi-final of the A at the moment. So they need to win two more games and they're in qualifier. But it doesn't get much easier. The winner of this will face either Muazeva or Muirhead, who are locking heads in the other side of the A group.
And of course the two of them a whole lot more experienced than either of these two teams.
Yeah.
And it will be the Swiss team who commence the game. So a little bit shorter than she had hoped for with that shot. This is Sophie Sinclair, lead player for the Jackson team.
Line's good. Millie's, it's curling a lot. Okay.
And they're electing go in the house, but I think they're running out of ice here.
Well, huge curl.
Yeah, it won't do much for them.
Aline Schlachter.
Drüben 4. Okay, that's hier. Und drauf. 4 bis 5. Länge nicht schlecht.
Trying to come around that guard that she put up the first time. And the stones do come to a stop quite quickly here. They seem to be running all right and then stop quite sharply, catching one or two people out yesterday in the opening day of play. Sophie Sinclair just trying to follow this, tap it back.
Millie. Hard, Millie. Good soap.
Oh, good shot, and she'll roll to the wing. If she sticks
Oh.
around there, it could be
That's a very nice roll.
kind of handy.
Yeah, except a little bit more difficult.
The second player for
You really got to work this to get past that yellow. So that yellow actually did its job, although it wasn't placed very well. It
certainly
served its purpose. A great roll there from the Scottish team.
So like that.
I'll make use of this guard, although that guard doesn't really
Okay.
have a big factor with it being so far out in front of the house. Millie Smith.
Line's good. 7, 6. Line's good. 6, 7, 7. Needs to curl. 7. Is it really
It's
heavy?
got a lot of room.
Sophie then. Really running. 9. Hard Soph. No, you can't. Yeah, we can go. Hard Soph. Hard, 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 hard. Right back, right back, right back. Go, 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 go.
well, this one just travelling to the
That's it.
back 12-foot circle. But the Jackson team will lie to, at least for a moment or two.
Achtung! Ja, 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 ja.
And because it curled so far, you can see not difficult to hit it out on the other handle. And Sophie Jackson just ignoring that back stone, which is just hanging on and no more, to draw around the centre guard.
Line's good. Line's good. 5, 5. Line's good. Sophie, Sophie. Hard, Soph. Hard, hard, hard. Hard, 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 hard. Oh, oh. Good, Millie. Good. Nice go.
Well, Scott's line 2 well covered.
Stephanie Bersett then, third player for Team Stritt, and this one really curling madly across the sheet. She might catch a bit of it. Yes, she does.
Almost jammed on the back one. Manages to clear the house a little.
T-line.
Naomi Brown playing her second rock here in this first end. Drawing to the open side. Need to get past that guard first though. Oh, now it's making its move. Okay, coming off the line. And now they'll want to be T-line. Good separation there. I want to take it back a little further in case there's a hit and roll. I left a little high. If she gets a good hit and roll, could be in the top of the 4 foot.
So once again, second stone for Stephanie Bersett.
This is going to hit the rock on the nose, or just off the nose, and rolls out.
A little surprised they didn't sweep that one.
On the curling side.
Yes, exactly.
A little directional sweeping. And Jackson will now try to,
Line's the same.
Naomi Brown, no.
Line's the same. Hard. Looks lighter. Hard. Hard.
This is coming up short. Opportunity for the Swiss team to remove that yellow rock on the top of the 12 foot. Lots of room past that guard. Guard really doesn't factor much into this.
13, 17, and 15, 19.
And I have our first look at Jana Stritt. Really good showing so far here at the Bern International for these two young teams. Nice clean delivery. Good weight control, really nicely done. Hits it on the nose.
Either that or we come around it. She'd just be hitting you and then she'd get round it. So. Yeah. Like there.
Well, interesting
Yeah, I think so.
call here. Jackson having the hammer, definitely wants the 2 points. So opting to draw behind all this. I like that call early in the end, or in the game, why not? Chance to get buried.
Okay. It's a wee bit slower than the other games, isn't it? Okay.
Bit of a tougher shot for your first shot in the game.
Line's good. Close line, yeah. Hard line. Line's good.
So they've played a few stones down this
Hard.
line And Sophie Jackson has a good
Gotta
idea
get
what the
past
line
that
is.
rock too.
Whoa!
Now just touches that and rolls open. Weight wasn't too bad.
Oh, I think it was pretty good for weight, but having got it past the first of the two red stones, it was important to get it past the second one to put the pressure onto the Swiss team. So a hit and roll here would be a useful pressurizing shot from the Bern foursome. So sweeping for the line. You can see the stone curling as it crosses that centre line. Is she going to catch enough of this to stick around? Ooh. Pretty fortunate to get any of it. And it will lie still in the house. That's a counting shot if Sophie Jackson can remove this Swiss counter from the front 12-foot circle.
We know we're in, so I think that maybe here, Lloyd. Control.
And this should be a fairly routine takeout. She can see all of the stone, plenty of space around,
Yeah.
nothing to catch on. So
I
a
think it
straight
does
hit for
go,
two
so
here.
stay close to- Yeah.
And I don't think
Can't
she
be
needs
on
to
those.
roll her own shooter to count the second shot. If she hits it on the nose, it will be good enough. Lots of house to roll across if she...
Don't want to hit it on the outside though.
Yep.
No.
You got nose or inside for sure.
Whoa, no.
And this is looking like she's got it on the outside of it. She flared that a little. And lots of rotation. That's not going to work in for her. A little spin at the end maybe? No.
Sorry.
So, two mistakes with the last two rocks here, and that just gives the Scottish team a single here in the first end. And a bit, mentioned the Swiss teaming feeling a little fortunate that it wasn't two.
Well, we'll see as this game progresses whether Sophie Jackson gets away with not getting the two at the first end, but if she's going to progress and win against some of the more experienced teams, she'll need to take her chances. And that was certainly a straightforward chance in that opening end.
And here we see that score of 1. The hammer will now go to the Stritt in the second. If you want results on all the other games going on, it's good to check out worldcurl.com. Like us on Facebook. And this, once again, production in cooperation with World Curling TV from the World Curling Federation. World Curling Tour muchly appreciates the partnership that we've had for the last few years with the World Curling Federation and bringing us these wonderful pictures. Great games over the years. And it's nice to see two new young face teams moving up, doing so well.
Hard. Leave it centre line. Whoa. Good, so.
And that's what the tour is all about, giving chances for these young teams to develop, grow. With the Masters Series and the Challenger Series. And this, getting to face some of the top teams in the world at these events, accumulating their points, moving up in the rankings.
So, second stone in the second end for Sophie Sinclair.
Sophie Jackson ranked 73rd on the world ranking and defeating a team that's ranked yesterday, ranked 11th. So quite a good jump.
Good stuff. That's fine.
And Kubaskova, the other team she defeated, was ranked 31. So playing well above their level, their ranking right now.
So trying to make this double takeout.
It needs to curl. She might just clip it, and she does.
Oh, no. Naomi's! Line's fine though! Line's fine! Line's good, keep sweeping then! Hard! Hard, hard, hard! Okay.
So a hogged rock there from the Scottish team. That rock needs to be completely over that black line. And the inside, the line that's on the house side is the line that counts. So obviously not getting that far, so it comes out of play. And a second opportunity to take another run at that yellow rock in the 4-foot. Clean hit.
Yep, yep! Hard! Front piece! Hard! Okay.
Oh, and another miss there from Smith.
Vier vies! Vies! Vier! Vier! Voorts af! Knap! Voorts af! Voorts af! Voorts af voor 8! Lenge goed! Lenge is goed! Hebben we een hanger in? Ja.
That's good separation. Angle's quite sharp, so the double is a little bit tougher.
Even if you just get that!
Might be able to just hit and roll in front, like she just indicated. That would be a great shot.
Yep! Hard! Hard, right to it! Hard! Right to it. Okay.
Just gets to the nose, and the red one is still counting.
Achtung! Achtung! Oh! Ja! Ja! Ja!
A chance to double these out. Get to the nose of that. Naomi Brown gets this right on the nose. Be able to double out both rocks. Anything left to center. They're sweeping it hard. Has to stay away from that guard, of course. And she does wreck on the guard. Getting deeper into trouble here. Good opportunity here for the Swiss to throw one up on to the other side. Looks like she's going to play the guard. Problem is, if this guard isn't perfect, there's a chance of doubling those rocks out, so it might have just been a better option to draw to the other side, split the rings, and make sure you get your 2. And with this curl, the guards, putting guards up are a little bit difficult. Looks like it's very good though. Oh, well placed.
You'll go there. Not really short anyway. Yeah, it's really tough. I think we either go for this or that, yeah. Strike this.
Okay, yeah.
And then if we're short, at least we've got something to run with.
Yeah.
She took that. Looks like a lot for me though, doesn't it? Looks like a lot for me.
Yeah. Okay.
Freeze.
So Jackson going to try and freeze, corner freeze.
Double across the top, but I think play the freeze and then at least if it's short, you've got something to run after. Drink a hair
Try and
less.
get at least second shot out of this.
Okay. Can I wait? Can I wait? Still the same.
Jackson obviously worried about giving up 3 in this end right now.
Yeah, the last stone advantage is held by the Stritt team.
Line's good.
So this is the first of Sophie Jackson's 2 stones here in the second end. Important just to get the right weight and not bounce off this red stone, allowing an easy takeout.
It does look like a bounce though.
Gliding on quite just a fraction too heavy, Armin.
Yeah, and with a perfect hit and roll here.
And that one glided on.
So an aggressive call there from the Swiss team with their guard with the thirds last rock is really setting this up. She gets a roll here, she could be in really nice position.
Yep, the 2 red stones belonging to the Stritt team. Nicely positioned behind that guard. And the idea here just to hit and roll in behind to lie 3 behind that guard. Really put the pressure on Sophie Jackson with only 1 stone remaining. So the first of Jana Stritt's 2 stones here. I think it's on the nose. It certainly is.
Well, that kind of might let Jackson off the hook a bit. Just threw a little too much weight on that. A little bit firm. Didn't really give that chance, that rock a chance to move.
So Sophie Jackson has a shot to play. She would have had a really tough shot if she faced the 3 stones all behind the guard.
Yeah, she got a chance here to maybe double them out and
I just
not
don't think
give
we
up
can
more
get
than
a
2,
second shot by, 'cause you're gonna roll
which at this
today.
point is probably
Yeah, there's this one.
a good thing for her.
Yeah, it's tight. Go for this one then.
This one, okay.
The easier double being the first 2 of these stones.
If it's wide, no, if it's tight, catch
Yeah.
that one.
Normal?
Yeah, she want to make sure she gets firm enough. Both.
Here's good.
But she will probably lose her shooter out the house if she takes both of these out.
But looking at this situation now, I think she'll be happy just giving up a deuce.
Should
Of
prefer
course,
this over the
Stritt
head
still
roll.
needs to play a rock.
You should just get rid of 2 like this.
So a big shot here for Jackson. Make sure she gets at least 2.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yep.
No!
Yep.
Whoa, no, no!
Does she don't want to hit it too thin, she'll just jam it.
Well, she gets the 2.
Oh, she does. Yes.
Good.
And the shooter runs out of play.
Yeah, that's
And
about-
so it's a free draw for 2 points for Jana Stritt here in the second end. Anywhere in the house, and the score of 2 will be yours.
Denke mir auch nicht.
So, final shot here in this second end. So draw anywhere into the rings, anywhere in the house will give the Swiss team 2 points. And they got to work it to get it there.
Well, this one's slowing up, and I don't think it's going to make it.
Oh boy. Well, Jackson really fortunate there in that end.
Wakey, wakey.
Ends up giving up just 1 and taking back the hammer. The game's all tied at 1 apiece.
So a lot of the time the players shouting to curl it, but it's curled loads at the end.
Aha, ich habe gemeint, da. Hast du auch gesagt? Nein. Aha. Ich darf besser. Sorry.
So the Swiss starting with a center guard and Jackson now drawing to the house or to the side, putting up a corner guard maybe. Yeah, it's looking like a corner guard for sure.
Okay, Naomi now. Oh, we're getting really close. Yep. Okay, so
This is really going sideways. Just quite a bit too short. You get a couple of rocks out there in front. It's hard. Might be hard to get into the house now. Have to go way wide.
Line's good. Line on it. Yeah. Oh, line's good. 9. Okay, right back then. Naomi's, never Millie's. Yep. Okay, so. Okay.
She's quite positive in that one, so it held longer.
Again, way too short, that rock.
Yeah,
There's another 4 meters on that.
Yes, they seem to be struggling with the weight. Not throwing enough weight generally.
So you gonna try and navigate through that port again?
Well, it's tighter this time.
Port's a little smaller now.
Yep, definitely is. And there's only really one stone to tap up of her own, but
Millie Smith.
she's still going to go for trying to come through between these two,
Yeah, I
two
wonder
red stones.
if the out-turn draw would have been a little simpler, maybe.
7. Close line. Yep. 6, 7. Hard. Gotta go.
She's really making it smooth. Looks like she's getting through
Go.
this.
Hard.
Oh,
Hard,
it's a
so.
wreck on a second.
Hard.
Little roll.
Okay. Good there, Millie.
Yeah, that'll do
Don't
it.
think it was quite 7, 8. Don't think it was quite 7, 8.
And now the hole's bigger.
So as we look at that shot, she can draw from right to left as you look at it, but it will be much tougher the other way.
The rock was yanked a little to the end. She wasn't quite in line with it. She should have a big move at the end. Oh, it's getting messy.
Normal. Even that's good. It's quite. Yeah, normal then.
Jackson has the hammer in this end. Smith with her last rock here.
Whoa. No.
So just going for the hit and hoping for a small roll.
Sit.
Stick in the house.
A big roll. It will stick around.
Will
Nice
stick.
ball.
So now
That in-turn draws there to come down to the center.
yeah, the Jackson team though, they do lie 3 at this point, and they do have the last stone advantage here in the third end, having lost one in the last end.
I don't mind this call. Reduce Jackson lying 3 with the hammer. It's probably not a bad call here.
Whoa.
She's got a curl. She wants to get it on the inside.
Yeah, hoping for the inside and roll.
Oh, very nice shot. There you go.
So a good shot there from third player Stephanie Berset.
Either that or go for this.
Yeah, I just want to thank you.
A third. Yep. Oh. Yes. Yep. Keep going. Okay.
So succeeded in removing that guard.
Ja. Ja, really.
So the take out on this Scottish stone. And once the stone starts curling, as you can see, it really does curl quickly. She's going to get a piece of this yellow one. Yes, she does. But she lies 2 now on the 4-foot circle.
Well, the double's tough. Not really a double there, is it? She's not going to be able to move that enough.
Well, it's whether she can get past the guard at the bottom of the picture there to connect with both these stones at once. I think she can't. But be quite a nice shot
without
just to
losing
catch
her
the
shooter.
inside.
Yeah, without losing her shooter. Probably just best to hit it on the nose. She's got to work it to get past that guard. Just rubs the guard.
Well, that was an unexpected connection.
Yeah, I think it touched the guard. Going past.
Well, these red stones had lain almost in line with each other, but not quite, and so the slightest connection with the first one just bounced the two of them across the house in different directions, but left them both in the house.
Jackson's got to be happy that some of that red stuff out in front is gone. So she's going to be looking at 3 counters here maybe. She still has a good chance of getting in there. Yeah.
Sometimes it's a very quick change from you lying 3 shots to your opponent's lying 3 shots, and that's what's happened here.
That's a good shot.
Yeah, very good.
So Swiss line 3, but no real danger for Jackson. There are 2 of them behind the tee line and that center line, as we can see. The middle's fairly open. Big, nice roll here from Jackson, and might all of a sudden be an opportunity to make 2.
Well, she would have to be very precise rolling and still counting first shot. Those 2 red stones in the full 12-foot circle. Quite likely to outcount where her shooter might lie if she tries to roll in either direction. Behind the cover, either her own yellow stone on the left or these 2 reds belonging to Jana Stritt. So the first of her 2 stones here in the third end. And a controlled weight takeout so that they can work the stone or not as they need to try and get the roll.
Didn't get the roll.
Well, she had a nice weight, but it just needed to curl a fraction more to tuck in behind that other yellow stone in front of the house.
Abspiel raus. Die wird nicht mehr gehen, oder?
Certainly enjoying the aggressive play from these young teams. I think back juniors 10, 15 years ago, it was hit it and hit it hard. Trying a lot of finesse stuff here.
So there's a chance here for a roll by Jana Stritt, and that would allow them to make Sophie Jackson face 3 shots, but none of them available for hitting, more just a draw.
Look at this.
Well, it's on the nose, so she will lie 3. And now Sophie Jackson just requires to hit on the nose for a single point here. So forcing to the 1 has worked out for Stritt. There's always the danger here that she'll hit and roll out, leaving the opponents a couple of points.
You're happy with a bit more. Yeah.
So accuracy on the line, very important with this shot. Not sweeping it at all, hoping it will curl. The moment it's on the wide side, liable to run out the house.
That should be all right. Came a long way at the end. Perfect. Finishes on the button.
So that will be a 1 for Sophie Jackson and her team. And that takes them into a 2-1 lead after 3 ends in this 3rd round of A-Road action at the Bernese Ladies Cup.
I saw the advantage there, swing back and forth, quite interesting it.
Yeah, it just made it messy.
Top 4 and short.
Yeah.
Try and force again. Okay.
We got 4 Scottish teams here this weekend. Headed, of course, by Eve Muirhead.
Lines tight.
Claire Hamilton, Sophie Jackson, and the 4th team being Hannah Fleming. Yes, thank you very much.
Keep going. Hard, hard, hard. Fight the center line. Go, 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 go. Well set. Okay.
Scottish program seeming to be very good right now. Lots of good young teams. On the men's side also, they're doing very well. Mowat, very successful season this year. That's as good as it's got the legs. Swiss front end just coming up short again a bit. Doesn't have enough. Oh, it does. Oh, it came right out the other side. Again, that guard is probably too long. Need to be closer to the house.
Line's good. Line's good. 5, 6. Needs to Carol. Carol. Carol, yep. Hard. 5, 6. Hard. Really needs to Carol. Hard, 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 hard. Every edge, every edge. Go, 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 go. Hard, Millie. Right to it, right to it. Go, 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 go. Good, so. Good, so.
So that stone fully in the 4-foot circle and buried behind the front guard.
T-line! Zip up! Zip off! Zip off!
This has got to slow down a bit.
Off!
It's making its move now. Might end up coming behind it.
Okay.
And it just hangs on in the back of the 12-foot. Swiss lead struggling a little bit with the weight.
An opportunity for Millie Smith to follow her first stone and lie 2 yellow counters in or around the 4-foot circle.
6. Line's good. Where? 4. Hard then. Hard line. Hard, hard, hard. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Hard, 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 hard. Keep going, keep going. Hard, hard, hard. Get it over counting that one. Go, 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 go. That's it. Right. Good.
So, first and second shots belong to the Scottish team. And as you can see, no prospect to raise one onto the other because that guard is protecting the raise opportunity.
Off down! Yep, 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 yep. Fish, fish, fish. Ho, ho, ho.
This looks like a nose hit. Oh. Oh, just quite unfortunate there not to move something out. You really got him in line and didn't change much.
Well, that was quite astonishing that one should lock onto the next, to the next, and to the next.
Might be a touch slower.
The result is 3 yellow counters in the rings, lying first, second, and fourth shot.
Yeah, line. 5. Hard line. 5. 4. Hard line. Get it past this one. 3. Hard. 4. Whoa. 5. Naomi now. Hard, Naomi. 5. 6. Hard, hard, hard. We're just tapping this one. Okay.
Okay. Tight, tight, find it.
Tight and slow.
Ja? Oh, dit is de voort normaal.
Really got to be careful. Don't if
Es
just looking at.
de staan aan het aanproef kijken.
Yeah, that's the danger right there.
Ja.
Driving that back onto her own.
Afblijven nou. Ja. Was nou gelukkig.
I don't think she can get enough curl on the stone once it passes the guard to promote this onto her own red one.
I think she might be safer. She's got the hammer. I think she might be safer ripping that long guard. I'd rather leave that for my opponent to take a run at. Let the opponent make the tough shot.
Yes.
Ripping the guard here would probably be the better call. Either way, that's whichever yellow she plays on. Chance of running back onto her own are fairly big.
Yeah, the dilemma for the Stritt team is they lie second shot, and it's not in a bad position there, but
Very vulnerable.
the problem is that the Scottish team lie first shot, and they would get a steal out of this if they could maintain it to the conclusion of this end. There is, I think, a draw on the other hand that you could just tap it back, which they don't seem to have looked at on the out turn,
or you
her
go-
in turn,
or
she plays
take,
it.
take the in-turn hit on the one that's in the 4-foot. It's an option too. You could see half of that, I think. Come down with a hack weight to knock that yellow one out. This is a dangerous call.
Safety.
Yeah.
It's still quite early in the end, despite the pile-up of stones.
Yep, we're still only at seconds rocks.
Aft! Ja, aft, aft!
Ja, 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 ja. Fest, kom maar, snap het. Fest.
Don't really like this call. Well, she got the guard anyways. I think that's probably the best.
Could be the best, but it wasn't the one she was going for.
No. But she has to make sure she has something with her next rocks. That's the point.
The tap up on the front yellow onto the red one would be a pretty good shot.
Yeah.
Moving the red out where it can be seen, not guarded anymore.
Yeah, I wouldn't play too heavy here. You don't want to open up that middle.
Whoa, whoa. Sophie! Sophie! Hard, Soph! Hard! Hard, 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 hard! Go, go, go!
Yeah,
Okay.
she's opened it up.
Well, I got.
And this is why it was good to get rid of that guard, because it's she's got an open run at this now. Hit this on the nose. Take out the back yellow one and keep your own red one in front of the middle rock. Oh, she didn't want to roll off it. Well, it wasn't a bad roll.
Yeah? Deal? How much? Right. About half? Peel or normal? Oh, probably peel. Yeah. Okay. Just more than half. Okay.
So clearing the guard off here.
No, no, no.
She hadn't even let it go yet, and she was calling no.
Good.
Slid right down the middle.
Yep, yep.
She might get the raise onto one of them. Yes, she does. And quite a nice result, exposing that red stone of the Swiss teams on the 4-foot circle. Line 3 of her own.
Well, with a good shot here, the Swiss can take control back of this end. They've been chasing the Scots here throughout the beginning. Now slowly able to get back into control position. Nice hit and roll here to the left or the right. Just make sure you don't jam on the back.
Whoa. Okay, Achtung. Nee, Achtung.
You want to make sure you stick around.
Okay.
Well, that was the important thing to do.
Yeah,
make
it
sure
certainly
your
was.
shooter stuck in the house. And it didn't, ran out.
Control. Control.
So now advantage Jackson. She can hit this on the nose and lie
Like
3.
that ice.
Well, not quite on the nose, or she'll jam it on the back one, but she can certainly hit and roll to lie 3.
Yep. Yep. Hard. Whoa. Yep, yep, yep. Whoa.
make sure she doesn't jam it. Well, only just. But she got the result she needed. So, 3 stones remaining in this end. The Jackson team lie 3 here.
With a good roll, Stritt has a chance of setting up a possible 2 again. You could double those out and roll behind the yellow rock on the right hand side. That would be a good combination. Just off the center on the right, this yellow rock, drive it back, take the back one, and then roll in behind the yellow. It's looking pretty good. It's a double the other way, but stays open. Of course, Jackson will now make sure she tries to keep her shooter in play to force Stritt into 1 point.
Control and roll the other way. Less ice. Yeah, but we're trying to roll the other way. Yeah. We're trying to roll your way, so as far as you can roll it. Yep. Whoa! Whoa! Yep!
Just trying to get the roll so that there's good separation between the 2 stones here.
Hard! Hearts off!
Well, that's a good shot by Sophie Jackson. She will hit and stick for 2.
Yeah.
1 stone remaining here in the 4th end.
That's it.
And now Swiss skip picking, going to play a hit on this. It's got full 8 foot to draw to. I guess she feels more comfortable with the hit.
But if I was the opposition, that would be a message I'd be noting carefully. She doesn't want to play a draw shot.
Calling it right away.
Well, she hasn't played a lot of weight at this, and it's curling
Sweeping it to
quite
keep
a
it
bit.
straight. That'll be all right.
Yeah. She gets that and roll, picks up the single point, and with that, she ties the game score at 2-2. Going into the break.
I think it would have stayed anyway.
Okay, yeah. 1.
So 2-2 it is. 4 ends down.
Yeah,
The 4th end break.
I was just trying to sweep this goal.
In this 3rd round of the International Bernese Ladies Cup. Day 2.
Ja, und ihre ausnutzen. Sie machen auch noch Fehler.
Vorher noch an wissen, Motivation ist winter da so.
Schon?
Ja, jetzt bin ich halt dein. Gut. Ich kann schon mal sagen.
So welcome back to the fifth end of play here in Bern, and this is the game between Jana Stritt and her local Bern team and Sophie Jackson from Scotland.
So that was a nice guard from the Swiss team. It's nice and close to the house. Should be able to get into the forefoot and get buried with that rock. Jackson putting up a corner guard again. It's also a little long. Let's see how much ice Stritt is taking here. Now we see that rock making a move. And it's a little long. Comes right out the other side. So need a little more positive release, a little inside out to keep it a little straighter. Make it finish nice. Get these going at all, you won't be able to hold them. I'd rather have a little stronger grip on those rocks. On the handle.
Line's good, Melly. Right here. Think we're there. Okay, Naomi here. Yep. Hard. Good, so. Cross foot, girl. Good.
Lena Schlachter. Draw down and come down top of this yellow rock.
Okay, good.
So this is A road action. There's 32 teams at the beginning of this event, all playing a triple knockout. Everyone starts in A group. You lose one game, you go down to B. You lose another, you go down to C. You lose your third game, you're finished. And these two teams won both their first games. That's why they're now facing in basically the semi-final of the A group. So the winner of this goes to the final of the A group and will face either Moseva or Muirhead. And win that, you qualify directly for the quarterfinals. If not, you go down and try and qualify through B or worst case C.
Sie wird von dieser Seite. Yeah?
And we'll be covering all the way through till Sunday final. Two more games today. One at 13:30 or 1:30 Central European time. And then again at 8 o'clock tonight. We'll have a game. That was quite a bit too short. It was a perfect opportunity to get in behind. Build up some pressure against Jackson. This will let her off the hook a bit. 5 world champions playing in this event.
Off, nothing. No, it's gonna curl. Hard so. Good.
Did you think that was going to save it straight?
Yeah, she's very positive on it.
Yeah.
She was.
So Swiss sitting 2. Be really aware of the jam on the back. And, Jackson always needs to keep her shooter in play here because the first opportunity she rolls, chance she rolls out,
Oh, no!
Stritt is going behind those center guards.
Yes! Hard! Right it! Well held.
Oh, well played. Although it's now second shot. Now she can get to the inside of that and get a nice hit and roll.
And she may be able to take both the Yellowstones out at once as well.
Mm-hmm.
The centre guards are there for Stritt. Advantageous for her having them in that position.
Not putting a broom to this.
No, just dead straight. Stephanie Berset hits and sticks to lie 2, but no roll. So now another chance for Jackson to get the roll.
Hard! Yep! Hard!
It's curling now, but it will be another hit on the nose. Just missed the back one.
They're doing very well to navigate past that back one. Still an opportunity here for Stritt to go aggressive and just draw around that. She's sitting shot. Get around that 4 foot before Jackson may just come up and opt to go around it. She just gets a nose hit here. I think Jackson's just going to ignore all that and go right around that 4 foot center guards. Definitely looking for the double here, I think.
Well, the double and the roll would be icing on the cake for this shot. No sweeping though.
She was close.
I guess she might have that.
She's got that one easier if we went this way.
Yeah.
So Stritt lies first shot and third shot. And I think Jackson's looking at the
Over there.
hit and roll of the back stone.
Controlled, I think, still though. Just make sure we hold it. Hair left. Controlled. Trying to roll all the way behind them.
To lie 2.
Controlled.
Chance here to pick up 2 shots.
Back.
3 stones remaining
Yeah.
in this end.
Controlled. Okay. Try and roll it like right across your way. That's up too. Close. Yep. 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 Hard.
She might have got this going a bit.
Hard, Billy. Hard. Hard. Hard.
Sweeping to try and hold the line.
Keep going. Hard.
Curling, is it going to stick? No, it's not.
She manages to at least remove that Swiss rock.
So the opportunity for two
Men står så gør det
has
til snart,
gone.
Weniger raus innen. Weniger raus innen. So. Und sonst kommen wir halt so.
It's right out in the 12 foot with takeouts. It's running fairly straight, so fairly simple, straightforward.
Dann auch hinten dran weg. Die Hölle schlägt uns aus, die Hölle weniger und innen geht die Hölle viel. Ich hoffe, dass es ganz aus ist auch weniger. Wir haben jetzt nicht so viel gegeben.
So a straight hit on the nose here. If you're a little bit tight, you could catch the red stone of your own. Need to be quite a bit tight to do that, but if you're on the wide side, then you'll roll out of the house, so it needs to be accurate. This one's curling quite a bit.
Oh, just hung on enough to remove it. So after all that, we're looking at a blank end.
Deal.
So that's and roll out, another opportunity,
As long as we're not on the inside.
possible opportunity missed.
So both teams had an opportunity to at some point go behind the center guards and never really went for it.
Hard. Keep on it. Go. Keep on it. No. Good.
Yep. They wanted to nail that on the nose so that the shooter wouldn't lie in the house. And with that, the end is blanked by Sophie Jackson, who will take the last stone advantage into the next end number 6 of 8 here in Bern.
Ja, okay. Wollen wir anders steuern? Ich muss suchen. Ich will nicht auf alles gehen, aber da. Ja, gut. Und dann auf dem Eisen.
Try and get our guards a bit closer as well, all of us. Yeah. So they're like in like lots of guards. They do. We just try and get a good one. Yeah.
We're getting our chances. So.
So end number 6 commences with a shot that fails to get over the hog line. Definitely not what you want at this stage.
Second hog rock in this game. Had one earlier. Swiss lead still struggling with the weight a bit. Want to get this rock a little closer to the house than the lost guard.
Hard, right to 3. Hard. Good one, Soph.
Nice throw.
This is looking better. And like you've mentioned before, it'll start digging in at the end. It's a good guard. This has got a long way to curl.
So the call was to the tee line, a little bit deeper than that. And certainly partly around the guard, but key thing is that it's beyond the tee line, so our opponents can draw right to the face of that stone if they want.
Moseva Muirhead having quite a battle over there on sheet 2. Moseva's got a 4-3 lead after 5 ends of play. The winner of that will face the winner of this game in the next A final. Oh, it just gets past the guard. Scottish team sitting 2.
A little bit on the high side, but it's in sticks. My first shot, but
your last one was
now
solid.
open for the Jackson team to take out.
Right.
Definite opportunity for a roll here into the centre, Armin.
The only disadvantage she has is she'll be behind the tee line if she rolls in behind. She looks like she's got a nose hit again.
Sorry, my fault.
The rock is slowly creeping forward. Hit and roll now will be on the tee line.
Only nine of its own.
Stephanie Berset.
Achtung!
Our first stone here in the 6th end.
Acht, acht.
Well, it seems quite easy to hit that one on the nose.
Yeah, seems so. They're wearing a groove into that
Yep.
piece of the ice.
Yep. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yep, yep.
Can anybody get a roll off this shot?
Yep. Hard, Millie.
Oh, can't get a roll going the other way. Let's see with the change of position here. Let's see what happens.
Well, it's down a slightly different line, and it has yielded the roll, but it's too far. It's not out the house, but it is only second shot.
Ja, when it could go.
Line's good. Hard line. Hard line. Yes. Really hard line. Closer line. Okay. Whoa.
So I'm not sure why this
Okay, it's fine.
late.
Okay.
In the end, she would go around that corner guard.
Oh, she does lie 2 shots.
She does, but that center guard is still there. And
Happy geht's, ja. Ja, wegen nicht, ja. So schnell. Nee, weniger bitte. Ja. How to freeze. Ja, festlegen. Schwierig zum Sagen. Seht was, sieht was auch. Kann ich noch ein bisschen weniger? Ja.
the Swiss just going to try and come down on top of those 2 yellow ones, take them out of play. Make sure they're not counting.
Linie squat. Die Line. Linie sehr gut. That's it. Zieh bis die. Bis die Line. Okay. Achtung. Bis dran. Zieh.
Looking pretty good.
Zieh.
Needs to stay shot. And just manages to. That's a really nice shot. Maybe would have rather been a little more on the inside.
Freeze.
Chance for Jackson to touch that red one and maybe
I played
move
a
it
freeze
out
down here the other
a
way.
little bit, bring those other back into play again.
Drink a hair less then.
Sophie Jackson, first rock here
Line's good. Line's good.
in the 6th.
Have a work. Roll if you can. Just 5, 6.
Just trying to touch that red one.
To the back one then. swing it. So. Yep. Here. Yep. Keep going.
Oh, it's going right past it.
I touched that bit. I just touched on my trousers.
Well, the last stone of Stritt's just illustrated why you don't want to be just behind the tee line.
No. She can nestle in there nicely, and Jackson will be forced to take one.
Ja, en precies. Staan nou weer zo terug. Ja, lekker met elkaar. Ja, met er mee is, hè? Beetje mee, ja.
Again, that center guard not coming into play in this end.
No, not at all. You can draw around the centre guard on either hand. You can draw quite close to the centre of the house if you want and be guarded.
It's a 6 end that might be the place to make that move.
Ja, die staat goed. We gaan aanslag gewoon weer voorgaan, hè?
What you don't want to be here is short and set up some sort of double on the red one that's over there. So she got to make sure she's down to the yellow one in the back. Because they have enough legs. Got to be past hers. All right.
So last stone of the end
Just more than fully 8.
belongs to Sophie Jackson. She's
Like
just
that 8 foot or
trying to draw fully to the 8 foot. That's the white circle there for a single point.
same speed here, do you think?
If she doesn't make it, she'll
I
give
wonder
up
if she get
one.
two by hitting that red one on the inside. I guess we'll never know. That's not what she's doing.
Okay. Well, okay. Alright. Line's good. Billy's good.
So just a draw to the 8 foot circle.
Line's good. Looks like it's coming down.
It's looking pretty good.
Hard. Really hard. Hard. Come on. Go.
Yeah, it's there.
Nice shot right into the 4 foot. So with that, draw shot from Sophie Jackson and the single point scored. It takes the game score to a 3-2 advantage in her favour going into the 7th end.
I'm wondering if this side might get a wee bit slower because they're off.
Wil je me lieber einen stellen oder einen schieber matchen? Is das nog willen? Ja, dan moet ik überlegen als je wil.
Line's good. Line's good.
We're back into the 7th end here. It's a 3-2 for the Scottish team over the Swiss team. The Swiss team have the hammer.
Line's really good. Right here. Line's good. Yep. Hard.
So,
Good,
I wonder if the importance of this game is starting to make an impression on these teams because they both started very aggressive and they've been playing very carefully for the last few ends. They both seem to have had an opportunity to force the other team, but not really taking advantage of it. Not going around that center guard, not using that maybe. One team's going to have to make a move at some point. This is passed. No, just rubs again. Swiss lead not having a great game. That needed to be in the house.
Line's good. Four. Hard, Dad. Line's quite big. Millie. Line's good. Line's good. Millie. Four. Hard, Millie. Hard, 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 hard. Hard, get it here. Go, 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 go. Hard, 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 hard. Good there.
So red on the yellow.
Is goed. Kijk, go right. Nu is kwestie. One or two.
Well, good opportunity. Gets us well set up here for a steal for the Scottish team. Millie Smith. Try and get in behind those yellow rocks.
Line's good. Hard, Dad. Line's good. Hard, line's really good. Hard, girls. Hard. Hard, hard, hard. Wait, soft then, soft.
Coming up a bit short.
Okay.
Well, all those Yellowstones do provide an opportunity to come round, but you need to get round, not just add another one to the pile.
Well, Stritt now removing that, wanting to remove that center guard. Clear that, open it up. Does she have it? Just no.
Just enough to alter the direction and
Bad miss.
effectively miss it.
Line's good. 6, 7. Line's good. Stay close. Let it move. 6, 7. Stay close. 6, 7. Stay close. Yep. 7. Hard. 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 Hard.
This is looking pretty good.
It's a better weight this time.
Oh, look at this.
Just swept it in time to get it into the house. Again, just behind the tee.
It's okay there.
Pretty good spot though.
But it is well protected round the back of all these guards.
Zo. Also. Wat er mee? 9. Nee, 8. Hij is een spits die rechts.
I'll try and remove that center yard again. Trying to open it up. Make sure you don't drive it onto your own, though. Oop, okay.
Slightly that side. Okay.
Advantage for the Scots there is those two rocks are staggered and can't really drive them back onto the one in the forefoot.
That's right. And a big chance to draw another one round behind these two. And lie two guarded.
I think she's going for a longer guard, though.
She is, but you've got to take your chances.
Hard, Soph. Where is it? Okay, well then. Hard, Soph then. Hard, 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 hard.
Well, Sophie Jackson
Hard, go, go,
asked
go.
for the draw
Hard, hard, hard.
on the other side of that centre line.
Okay, get there. That's it, girls.
Real danger with trying to clear this rock from with the intern side here. You just get it on the wrong angle, you're driving it onto your own.
Yep.
And it may just hit and roll behind the guards in the worst case.
Yeah.
No, she's hitting the good side.
That's a touch left. Okay. Line's good. Roll it. Clean it. Clean it. Line's good. Wee bit, Millie. Hard. Hard, 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 hard. Whoa.
So again, replacing that long guard, and it keeps getting longer.
But it's definitely a distraction for the Swiss having that guard out there, because it certainly means any chance to promote anything is gone.
Question is, who's going to make the first move and draw down to that one yellow one in the forefoot?
Well, it's asking for just that shot on the in turn or the out turn, I think. And if you do, you will lie first shot. Certainly it's an advantage for Sophie Jackson to have that stone there without anything coming to it and possibly picking up a single, because it will give her a steal of a point.
Yeah, Swiss draw down to that, though. They're only playing for one. Well, they managed to clear that long guard off a couple of times nicely now.
Just trying same place Naomi, just a wee bit closer. Just a wee bit closer than Naomi's. Like the same ice as Naomi's, yeah. Like 40, or is that too little?
So in number 7, as you can see, Sophie Jackson, skip stones now remaining here in this end. The last stone advantage belonging to Stritt. Jackson leading 3-2. And she has a stone on the forefoot, quite well protected, but it is just behind the tee line. And just replacing this guard again.
Ja, ich hätte sogar mehr. Ja, so.
I think
Weil es hängen, also es hängen ja.
Stritt is going to make her move now.
Der Droh ist auch bei hier gegeben.
I think she pretty well has to.
Hängen 4. Auftun bringt nicht mehr viel. Ja.
So a big shot here in this game for the Swiss. Needs to get down to the face of that yellow one in the forefoot.
So there's been nothing played on this side of the sheet for half an end or even more, so even that time the ice can slightly frost up and become a bit slower.
The line looks pretty good. Is the weight correct? It's looking a little heavy.
Well, just bounced into the open. So there's an opportunity now for Jackson to hit and roll behind here.
This is good.
Even half a stone movement would be quite good because it would leave her shooter in place in the forefoot circle.
Control. Yeah. Control. Just because it's fudging a wee bit. Drink less ice, because remember the one I threw down here for the 2 in the first end didn't move. Actually, I think that if we roll out, yeah.
Last rock here for Sophie Jackson.
Yep.
Seventh end.
Yep, gotta go! Whoa! Whoa!
The hit and roll here. Put a lot of pressure on the Swiss team.
Yes!
She does get involved. Nice roll.
She got the roll, the perfect roll in fact.
Yeah,
Just
really
in
nice.
behind these two guards and right on the button.
Good end.
Ja. Wir können morgen gleich spielen. Und da siehst du weniger als nichts. Ja. Ich habe nur gedacht, da kann ich zweimal gleich spielen. Ja. Ich kann jetzt ein bisschen langsamer kommen, hinten hier.
Well, she's got to try the same lines, same shot she just played. Should know the weight there. A little bit shorter than her last one.
Also, ja,
She should be able to make this. It's certainly makeable.
Steffi meint noch von dieser Seite, dass wir noch ein bisschen mehr Platz haben zum Göhlen. Aber ich habe das Gefühl, ich kann so kommen wir ein bisschen längsamer.
So as we look at that, she's hoping to draw round the Yellowstones and just arrive at the front of that Yellowstone on the button to give her her point in this end. This is the last stone here. Jackson leading 3-2, lying quite favourably.
Linie ist gut!
Lying 3 at the moment in fact.
Linie hoch! Hoch! Okay, ja, sicher Zielheit! Oh!
Got to come down a bit. Certainly has to curl too.
Quite wide.
Well, it's coming now.
It is coming now.
Great attempt. One yellow.
So with that last stone from Jana Stritt not quite making it, Jackson steals a point, and in this very tight game, a useful steal in the 7th end to take a 4-2 advantage going into the last end of play.
No, it is. But top 4, if we're up 3, we go top 4 and through. We're 2 up. Yeah. I like.
the 50th Bern Ladies International.
Lines tight. Lines tight.
World Curling
Hey,
Tour
lines really
and
tight.
WCF coverage of this
Really
tournament.
tight line. It's
We're
holding
into
back
the 8th
massively.
end here. Neither team has been able to score 2 points here, and I'm sure the Swiss are now
Sit.
hoping that they manage to
Millie.
do that,
That came down loads, eh? Good.
because they'll need 2 points at least to force an extra end.
We've either got the tap with the next one or shot.
Three.
Yeah.
Three. Zwei bis drei. Three.
Corner guard,
Recht viel Hände.
don't want to be in the house.
Richtig ist auch gut.
And there's a good shot from the Swiss lead.
Drei the top. Gorgeous there. See the list? Or just there? Okay.
It's just it's not in the forfeit. That's finished. It's not by mistake. It's just before that mistake. It's up to you.
Go on the other hand.
What's it either?
Do you on the other hand? They'll be really close together.
Okay.
Not quite sure what that was all about. So put the next one in the top of the house again.
Well, Sophie Jackson wanted to draw the other way, and
Mm.
anyway, she's been
Line's okay. Line's fine.
persuaded to draw in the same direction, drawing attention to the fact that the stones will be close together, making them easier to take out both at once.
Hard, fine.
Well, I don't think that's going to be the first
Go forward, hard.
thing that
Only go. Hard,
Stritt was going to be worried about. She's going to, well,
Go.
you want to be in the house here. You don't want to set up a guard.
In there.
That's the last thing you want.
Yeah, at 2 up
Don't know where that came from.
in the last end. You're hoping
Scored by Newman.
to make sure that your opposition can only score a single point here.
So Swiss have put up a nice corner guard. I certainly hope they try and use it now. Otherwise, there was no point putting it up, right?
Yeah, it was a really bad shot from the Scottish
Yep.
team there.
Yeah, good.
That's one for the opposition.
Vier. Fünf. Lang ist gut. Hat ein bisschen weniger Hände als Scotty. Ein bisschen weniger Hände. Sechs. Sechs. Sieben.
You go around the corner guard she put up earlier.
Ja, ist gut. Richtig ist Länge hoch. Richtig ist von da ab ins Stief.
She just gets the rub.
Sorry, ich habe nichts gehört von richtig. Ah, sorry. Like hack or barrier. Yeah. Barrier. Okay.
Millie Smith then, second player for
Hold up, yeah.
the Jackson team.
Yes. Whoa.
It's going to take this stone out.
Yes. Whoa.
Yours. Yeah.
Good day.
Mine wasn't doing it because I didn't do anything at that weight. I know, but
Take out an der Treppe. Ich würde selbst. Aha. Wir können ja auch nur so, ja. Backline. Also. Backline.
looking for a roll here.
Simmer bis auch.
Might be a little light though.
Simmer.
She passed the guard. No.
War auch zu lang.
Okay.
Well, is this the right tactic here? Putting a guard out in front?
Which one?
I think I'd be removing some of those red guards.
I think so.
Okay.
Yes.
Just this side of center line.
Oh, throw some more in there. Okay.
This is good.
It's playing right into the hands of the Swiss.
It is.
They want to reduce rocks out there and not increase the rocks.
The positive point is that the yellow Scottish stones are in front of the tee.
Lines are here inside. 1, 2. Hard then. Hard. As far as it goes. Hard.
Well, this is
No, that's just barely over the hog line.
That's a
If
really
it gets
poor-
over.
yeah, very poor shot because
Okay.
yeah, well, better that than over the hog
Oh,
line.
yes, I think so too. Yeah.
The last thing you want is a long guard there. Plays right into the hands of the Swiss team.
Kollege will nachher mit der Doppel machen. 4-4. Offen. Hä? Offen. Ja. Machen wir Fang so.
Tut sie zu, wenn wir da spielen.
Feuer so. Doppel, ja.
Double, ich glaube sicher. Nur weil sie nicht- weil sie
Oh, the
nicht
double
zu weit
takeout's
sind, muss ich ihm sagen.
On here.
Yeah, I don't think she needs to make that yet, though.
Ja.
Ja, 9.
She could just maybe push one of those behind the tee line somewhere, sit in front of it.
Achtung.
But she has a couple of options.
Geil, noch nicht. Ja, 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 ja,
Let's
ja.
take a wait.
Ja. Ja. Gut.
That worked out all right.
Sehr schön, Olin.
Ich habe nur gedacht, wenn wir darum den Weg machen vor dran.
What do you think? Okay. I think that. Yeah. Because if we run it, get it wrong, and it jams.
Where?
Okay.
They're going to draw another one in there.
Give it, Sam. Line's good. Hard line. Hard. 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 Got it,
And this is quite a bit short, too, I think.
Hard as far as you can. Billy then, Billy.
Well, that's a poor shot.
Again. Well,
You've now left a double guard for them to come round.
there's a setup to make 3 now for the Swiss.
Yep.
Ist ja noch blöd, wenn wir nicht offen sind. Ja, Post ist echt sehr schwierig. Was willst du lieber? Der geht Post, der kommt schon.
Fertig. Auch nicht. hä?
Setz hier. Hier.
Well,
Really,
that's another awful shot because when
starting
all
up.
said and done, they've got to
Yeah.
count shots at this stage.
yeah, really
There's only
starting.
3 stones to go for each team.
Both teams have played fairly well throughout the game until this end here. They're really losing it.
Line's good. Where?
Make
Well
sure.
then. Line's good. Yeah, line.
Yeah.
Well then.
Good come down.
Well, this line's okay.
Might be long though.
Yeah, just needs to stop, which is not going to do.
Another rock at the back of the house. And the plot thickens.
That's a really weird slide. I apologise.
So at the moment, the Jackson team lie 1 shot with that yellow stone next to the brush, being held by Jana Stritt.
Breed.
Ja. Ja. Ja, ja. First. Ja. First. Ja. First. Ja, go, go, go. First. Go, go, go. First. First. Nog niet.
Sorry.
Really struggling with the draw weight here, both teams.
Sorry.
He's got that for 2, but I think she doesn't like hitting, so
Not too quick.
do you want to
Think
go
that's
up?
enough. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
There's 9 rocks in play, Richard. In an end where the Scottish team would have probably preferred to keep it pretty clean, I would think.
They're not being challenged though, that has to be said.
It's true too.
Like 17. I think that's too much, eh? Okay. Edge of forward foot.
I think we need less.
So a draw fully into the white 8-foot circle here, and
Line's good.
round the guards would be a nice result for Sophie Jackson. She does lead 4-2 in this final end.
Hard, hard. Hard, it's really good. Go, go, go. Hard, go.
And like
Go, go, go.
some before her, she doesn't have enough weight, so all she's done is block the line in for the next shot.
Slow. Don't think it would be too.
Scottish rock is still counter at the back on the tee line on the left-hand side.
Ja, en een beetje ossen, kijk, dan kan je hem vielleicht nog niet upperen. Nee, nee. Prio 1 is gerade. Dat is nu niet.
Taking a risk here if she's trying to raise that back onto the yellow. She gets the angle wrong.
Well, I think maybe the best shot here would just be a tap up to the button.
Yeah, a red one in the middle maybe.
Yep, and then it allows some play on the stone in the top of the 8-foot as well, if it's still there by the time she comes to play.
All right.
And if it's exchanged for a yellow Scottish stone, then she can take it out, potentially. But at the moment she can't get in there to even lie her first shot.
Trying to raise that red back onto the yellow.
Sorry, dat ben jij niet zo goed.
She has exposed that yellow one at the back.
Just like
Well, it's a much better position to be in now because she does have a chance just to hit that yellow one at the back to lie
okay.
2 potentially, depending what happens with this stone.
Bit. Yeah. Yeah.
Is this a guard attempt?
On the dot. Like zone 2. Drink her more ice.
I think
Well.
she needs more ice for a guard.
I think so too. I think it'll take off.
Yeah.
I think so, if I'm positive. How much weight? Like 35. Do you like that ice?
No.
That's just about what I've been giving you.
So the guard is just an attempt to stop any play on her own stone with the last shooter of the game
Very positive.
from
Line's tight, yeah, Millie. Yeah, Millie.
Just two.
Jana Stritt with her last stone here.
Just here.
Okay, Sophie now. Whoa, whoa. Soph!
Sophie's, if you can.
Sophie needs to go! Need to go, yes!
Yep, 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 yep. Yep.
Hard, Soph!
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, good.
Okay. She got that covered. Fortunate bounce off the red. It certainly didn't curl as much as I thought it would.
Oder es ist von außen probieren halt irgendwie. Ja. Finde ich hure schwierig, weil weißt, hast du sie ja so versetzt.
Also was?
Da ist weiter an als der dort,
Ja.
von meinem Hex und
Aber das ist die einzige Möglichkeit, wir müssen den Gelb
Gell, so
bewegen.
geht's nicht. Und über unseren... Da in der Mitte ist auch blöd. Das ist auch blöd, hä?
Da musst du etwas
Das geht einfach nicht. Oder welche... Ah, du meinst so innen?
Well, there's no time clocks in this particular event, but it would be nice if there had been one here.
This is, well, probably the most complicated shot they've looked at all game.
Ja, das ist schon gesehen. Ja, gesagt, ja. Das kommt gleich.
Red onto red, angle onto the yellow.
I think the third shot is the first of these 2 reds at the front of the house.
So fast Nase. Ja,
So
ist gut. So,
Well, she has to move that yellow one at the back
so, ist gut.
because it's shot.
Vorher noch ein besser ist.
I wonder if you can get around with the outturn tap around that guard.
well, she has a. If she could do that,
Just
she's
back-
got a
back.
potential 3-pointer here.
Backline weight.
This way is
Well, there's still a yellow one at the back that's just biting the 8-foot. That's sparing her from giving up 3.
yes, there is. That's right. Just below our picture line.
Ja,
I think with a back line, you might be able to come around that yellow guard and come down to the.
ja, ist gut.
But she's going to try red onto red. Last shot of this end.
Okay, Nose. Noch nie.
Trying to make 2 to force the extra. That doesn't. Well, we don't know what's going to happen now.
Okay.
Well, she did roll 1 in for a shot, but it wasn't enough. So a score of 1 for the Swiss here in the 8th end. And with that, Jackson wins
Thank you,
by a score of 4-3, and she moves into the A final, and she'll be facing Eve Muirhead and she'll be facing Moseva in that game. Moseva defeating Muirhead 6-5 on the other side of that A group play. So really well done there for this young team. And we'll be on again at 1:30 with Sidorova versus
Stern.
Stern. Thank you very much. And here we see the final score. All the other results you can see on worldcurl.com. And production partner, World Curling Tour TV, or World Curling TV, a WCF operation. And we will be at 1 p.m., is that right?
We will.
Okay. We'll get a quick review of this game. Here we are. Two young teams coming through the A, defeating some big teams in the second. There, neither team really being able to take advantage of some of the setups that were there. Teams exchanging ones throughout the game. A steal of one in the seventh kind of gave the advantage to the Scottish team. And with that, we'll leave you with these pictures, and we will see you again hopefully at 1 o'clock. Sidorova versus Stern from Switzerland. Thank you very much, Richard. And we'll see you at 1 o'clock.